Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to Budstalkingbudz. Today we got Elijah, we got Sean, we got our boy Jared, and you got me, the magnificent HT. And guess what? You can see us right now. We are on YouTube, motherfuckers. How are we doing today?
Wow.
I just got off.
No,
I just went off.
How do I follow that?
Yeah, you got me hyped.
Best intro so far. Note it.
So,
If you're listening on Spotify, go over to YouTube and you're going to see our ugly faces in our newly decorated podcast studio.
Well, now you won't have to stare at our ugly faces because we have so much cool artwork.
see, I'm going to throw up a number. Now, you can only know that number if you see it on YouTube. And when you see it on YouTube, you're going to comment number 5. Oh, fuck it, I said the number.
Wow. Here, fine. I'll do it. Oh, okay.
Okay, now you have to do the new number and put it in the Instagram comments as well as HT's a dumbass.
Yeah, and we'll probably give you a discount. We'll definitely give you a discount.
We'll give you a 5%
Go to it
discount.
after that. Like, I just...
I was so good and I fucked it up.
Perfect. Like... Oh,
So what happens when you get too
I'm
excited?
not embarrassing or anything.
this is great so far.
All right. How did you go y'all's weekend?
Hey, how come you got blue ones?
Blue what?
Out of ink.
No, yeah, went
Just
out
slow and
Really?
toner.
Because I think they look super cool. I was like, no, the blue.
They're more like blueberries.
You want to switch?
All right. Anyways, how's everybody's weekend?
It's fun. Just, hunting for somewhere to live.
For a second, I'm like, you went hunting? You didn't tell us?
Oh, no, not yet.
yeah.
But,
Oh, so while we're talking, Elijah needs a place to stay.
Yeah.
Napomo, San Luis. If you know
somebody help
anything-
me. Somebody
Yeah.
help me.
Yeah.
I just worked. I worked the weekend, kind of. I had a vegetative day off on Monday.
Good.
Cooked, cleaned, laundry, all the fun stuff,
Awesome.
and then went to dinner at my wife's parents' house.
What did you have?
Chicken and veggies and mashed potatoes and gravy. It was
And,
very- it was
and do we
great.
like these dinners, or we're like, man, I'm gonna get Carl's Juniors after?
It was fantastic.
Okay, good.
I was so full when we went home.
Nice.
Oh yeah, amazing.
Perfect. Well, we're gonna now talk about Without the Source. That was an eventful intro. Like we said, if you're on YouTube right now, we put up artwork up here. Very nice. We got our Budstalkingbudz canvas up, as well as some artwork from a Mr. Trent Grooms.
Grooms.
Okay, I just want to make sure that was right. Trent Grooms, who is a friend of Sean's from Omaha, Nebraska. If you want to shout him out, Sean.
Yeah, check him out. Robert.Zero on IG. Zero as in ZERO. I'm not sure. I actually didn't ask him why his name is that. Maybe for his side pieces or something. I'm not sure. But either way, he does some awesome art, and it was kind of right up our alley. So, again, check it out on YouTube. We got some custom artwork up here.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, on canvas, mediums. I mean, spray paint, paint, splatter, doodle drawings with like probably a paint pen or a Sharpie or something like that. So it's pretty badass. Check him out, Robert.Zero on IG.
I
Or
love that one with the little Prius in it.
yeah, the Prius in there. That's pretty dope, huh? Or if you're in Omaha and you want to go to a play, go to the Rose Theater, and he's doing set design there. So
Oh, that's dope.
So random.
Yeah.
But Trent, thank you.
Yeah,
you can
thank
see
you, man.
us.
This is awesome.
Thank you, and we know you're listening. Thank you for being a supportive of us and doing that for us. And as well, we got new weed equipment. Is that correct? I'm hearing. What did we get, Mr. Jared? I want you to tell us what we got.
Oh, well,
in your nice, sexy voice.
I mean, today we got a sorter, which was pretty fun. I got to
We
wheel
got it in?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I got to wheel it to the back room myself. It was
I haven't even
awesome.
seen it yet. I gotta get back to it.
Oh man, I almost started
I need to see
putting
that
it
too.
like together, but I didn't know where we wanted to set it up, so I was like, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
This is one of those things that you need to be there.
You need to unbox it like an Apple iPhone or something like that.
Oh,
We got some cure tubes though. In order, we're buying in bulk, so you might buy 50 pounds of something like that, and you want to keep it, right at the exact hydration, I guess you would say, the exact hydration level. So imagine like a big cardboard tube with a lid on it, but on that lid, it has a hydrometer that's going to tell us what the hydration level in there, and then packs that you can insert to adjust the hydration level. So most of the time a grower would use it, say they are actually trying to cure their bud out, so they pulled it down, drying it out, now they want to get it to the perfect cure. They put them in these tubes. But we were like, okay, well, how do we maintain the perfect hydration level for long periods of time? Well, let's buy these tubes that are meant to cure. So now we got a bunch of tubes in. Man, were they expensive. But going to be worth it to protect,
in the long run.
In the long run, it'll definitely be worth it.
I forgot how much you said. Like, how long can you keep them in a barrel?
Ooh, I talked to a guy with a ponytail down to his butt. And he was a grower. I should have said that, but that was kind of me, like giving him his track record. Yeah, so he had a ponytail down his butt.
So did you meet Gandalf?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So Gandalf told me that a year. He's like, I think it'd be good for a year. And I'm like, okay, we're not gonna try to go that long. But
No.
I mean, he had a ponytail down to his butt. Like, what else was I? I was like,
That's good enough. Good enough.
I mean, I feel like
Yes,
we
sir.
sell
Yes, sir.
out of our stuff so quick. I mean, it's going to get enough use, but we're not going to keep anything for a year.
That's
No.
great. That's still, I mean,
But that's insane, though. That is
Yeah.
insane.
but that to me that tells our customers we're legit about our green.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's going to be at the best pristine when you get it.
Yeah, and it's cool thing. You have these little hydration packets. So imagine like a sandwich Ziploc baggie, but it's full of like salt and water are the only
Don't look
ingredients.
like the package you get in like your shoes, like shoe boxes.
Yes,
type
exactly.
Thing.
Desiccated.
Sure.
It's called
Yeah.
desiccated packs.
Yeah, you can't sell them. You can't. My friends used to give them to seagulls. That wasn't fun.
Oh,
Yeah, they deserve it. Seagulls are terrorists.
seagulls are
sky rats.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah. So you put these in there, and then if you see that it's not changing the hydrometer reading on the outside, then you know when to replace those packs. Because it's been kind of an issue in the industry for years is you don't actually know when these packs aren't adjusting the hydration correctly because if you're not measuring it. So it's kind of a cool thing that we can always make sure that our packs are fresh.
That's so dope.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's the science of everything.
It's getting crazy.
I'm just growing up, just thinking, it's just you water the plant goes up. You pick off. I thought you smoked the weed for
The craziest
weeds for so much
thing-
longer, and then now it's.
Yeah, sorry. I was going to say the craziest thing I've ever seen, like when it comes to weed wise, is like, have you guys ever seen the picture of they have of like weed from the 70s and everything, and like a picture of what weed looks like now? Like
It's like a different plant.
It's insane.
Back in the day, it was all stringy, and the buds were really airy, and now the buds are really tight and compact. It's like a completely different plant.
So I wonder if somebody if we transplant it, went back in the past, would they totally be like, this is not weed, or we would say the opposite?
Probably. Or I would love to have somebody smoke some 30% stuff now, that we're used to 5% in the 60s, and just be like, oh my God. But they were smoking hash back then, too. This is too dangerous. Yeah, hash is pretty. Oh, one other thing that's going on in the source right now is a few of us are cropping out our plants for our competition to win the strap, the belt. I've seen, nobody's actually brought theirs in yet, but I've seen some pictures of people.
Who's the best contender, do you think?
Devin.
Yeah.
Wait, Devon or Devin?
Devin Brown. Wait, both has the same. We have two people here with the same first name and the same last name.
It's amazing. I know, it's totally hilarious. But luckily, there's one letter different in the first name, and it's enough.
So Dev, which was on the podcast a few weeks ago, telling the story about getting pulled over. Yeah, so I think hers is pretty good. We have a master grower, Greg, and I for sure thought he was going to win, and he lost it to mold. Lost the whole play.
No.
Yeah.
It almost at this point it might be who brings in a sample. Who actually got a sample all the way to flower with no mold, like me and Greg and Carlos and everybody else that lost their plants. Like it's
I would have never made it. So I honestly
That's why I did it.
Proud
do
of
it.
you guys.
Yeah.
I should have done it, but whatever.
Why didn't you do it?
We'll do it
I
next.
know I should have. I had a really good place to do it at too.
I'm kind of surprised.
well, what would happen though since you split up? Would she get the plant? Would you
I
get
know.
the
Oh,
plant?
No, I'm taking it. She
Vegetation?
doesn't smoke anything.
did
She
you-
doesn't.
she
but
gets
you-
the pot.
Did she get it every other
The pot,
weekend?
you get a new pot.
Would she get it every other weekend?
Yeah. Did you put it in your prenup? Was it in your prenup? Who gets the plant?
Dude, 4 years, I might as well have been married. Shit.
It's 7 in California. You know.
Yes. Isn't that crazy how you
7.
live somewhere for 7 years, you're technically married in the state of California?
What is it called? Partnership?
Yeah.
Domestic partnership.
Domestic partnership.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God, my friends just reached 7 years. Sorry, I just realized that.
Well, send him a text, be like, "You're married now, bitch."
I mean, they've talked about getting married, but I'm just gonna literally just put something on a piece of paper, be like, you're fucked. Sign
being
that
married.
right there.
Yep. So this past weekend, HT.
We'll talk about marriage. It's like getting stuck in the mud. Am I right? Speaking of mud.
Oh my God,
So-
so adoring fans.
So yesterday, I'm just in here for content, right? So I come in, I'm getting ready for the podcast. We filmed some videos. Like they told me 8 to 4. That's your day off or content day. That's what you're doing. I'm getting off like 3 yesterday. I'm like, I got everything done. I need to go pick up my daughter a little earlier. I think I can bounce out. So in the office, I'm ready to go. I'm I'm wearing Crocs. I'm wearing my shorts. I'm not in delivering gear, and then all of a sudden, it's raining outside as well. In our area, it was raining yesterday for the first time. This past weekend, the first time in what? I mean,
Years.
6 months.
Lot, too.
Like 6 months since our last rain, but like probably a couple years for a lot of rain for us. So all of a sudden, get a call. Hey, we have a driver stuck. It's here in Napomo. And I'm like, oh, well, that sucks for whoever has to deal with that. and all of a sudden, DC looks at me, one of our managers, and he points at two of us. And it's Daniel, the guy that's behind the mics or behind the camera right now. And he's like, will you two guys go over there and try to get him out? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, no, I don't. And I'm like, no. And I instantly went, I do have shoes in my car. I will, yes. So Daniel and I,
Wait.
What?
Like what? I thought Crocs were like more for.
Crocs might have been better for this.
Yeah.
But then shoes. I'm thinking of the mud. I'm like, Croc.
I'm the Croc guy.
Aren't they like
so
waterproof
if I'm not wearing
and
my
stuff?
Crocs, but I didn't want to get them muddy.
I'm
Yeah.
not. Can't you just
I
wash
feel
them
like
off?
Crocs are the easiest shoes to clean.
Backwards.
Sorry.
I thought backwards.
Okay.
I don't own a pair of Crocs.
God, why are
I
we
don't
getting
know
angry at me?
personally. I'm not angry. I just was
Because
curious.
you own
like, you
Crocs.
switched into
Yeah.
shoes from Crocs, and I thought they were like weatherproof. I don't know.
Okay, the little half backwards. I should have just.
You could have
I
flipped
could've-
them to sports mode, you know?
I didn't think I could have took off my socks.
Yeah.
Wore the Crocs.
Flip those into
That
sports
would hose
mode.
them off.
Yes.
Now I still have dirty shoes.
Yeah. You might have
see?
lost all your little Star Wars trinkets on them, though.
I
you
don't
know.
have those yet. I'm not having gone that far. Okay. Anyways, so we get out.
Now that
I just was
now
curious.
that
I'm
we're
so
mad
sorry for
about
interrupting.
Crocs.
Anyways, I will take any free Crocs, size 10.
Did you just
please.
say Cox?
I take Crocs sometimes. Wednesdays. So we moved up. So we drove up. Daniel and I were in my car, and he drove Boss's car over there. So we drove over there. It's not even 10 minutes away. 5. We get down there. We can't find him, and then all of a sudden we go down the right road. We're like, oh, there he is. He's pretty fucking stuck. We're
He's
just
buried to the frame.
so I'm just sitting there. It's starting to rain more, and like Daniel's wearing all white Converse.
Oh my
Literally
God.
all white shoes.
Why would you wear white Converse on a day when it's raining?
Because he was doing content in the office.
Same thing.
Whatever.
Anyway,
I just don't think that was a
So
smart move.
we get out, and then we're like, you know what? Okay, we'll push this out. We started.
I have a visitor for Jared. Sorry. What? I have somebody.
Oh, hey, wave to the camera, DC. You're on camera. Hey!
Yeah, no.
He comes around.
Yeah, we're keeping that in. That was
Bye.
awesome. That was awesome. All right. So, so we go up there. He went up this road. He thought that it was actually drivable because he saw some car tracks. Ended up being these tire tracks were deceiving enough where it was pretty good, like a foot deep
Mucky
of
mud. Yeah, yeah.
So we tried to push it out, Daniel and I. We just kept getting it stucker and stucker. That's not English.
I think they
but-
pushed it in rather than out.
Because we
That's what
went
ended up
out.
happening.
We tried to push it back as well. It was the same shit. Mm-hmm. So we're like, we need to tow it out, and then I left. Thank God. And then Daniel and Sean, they did it. So can you catch me up? I don't even know this part.
Yeah. So then Daniel basically is like, we definitely need a tow truck, and I'm like, well, we got a ratchet strap. We're gonna get this bitch out.
That's the muddy ratchet strap in the office.
That's the muddy ratchet strap in the office. Yeah. Well, I hadn't seen any pictures at this point, so I'm like real confident. Like, oh man, I pulled some things out, be no problem. And then I get there, and it's like high centered on the mud. All the tires are like barely touching anything.
So you'd have to dig it out to.
I was worried about it. But no, we hooked it right up, and I get a lot of shit for my truck because it's not a real 4-wheel drive truck. It's like one of the Honda trucks, and
Not a real truck. Sorry.
yeah, it has mud mode. I just pushed mud mode. We hooked up the ratchet strap. Daniel jumped in the Prius. Took us a few minutes, some yanking action. I was kind of nervous that we were like going to yank him out. He's going to fly into my truck because again, it was a ratchet strap, not a tow strap. But no, we made it out. Daniel did have quite the he said it was like he was on the rumble bars the entire way back because all the rims inside the rims were just caked in mud.
Oh, yeah.
So
knocking off.
yeah, so we park it out back, whatever. We get back. It was kind of a fun story to tell. And then this morning, the car detailer doesn't get to it until about noon. noon, and he just starts washing it off, and here pulls in the driver that got stuck the day before and had to walk like right by the detailer as he's over there he's crawling up under it, trying to get all the mud from the undercarriage. It was a pretty classic moment.
Good timing.
It just shows, hey, customers,
We'll get to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get to you. But, if there's some mud, maybe, I don't know, put in the notes.
Yeah.
Muddy.
Muddy.
We'll get it.
I don't know. It's raining.
Yeah.
Things like that.
I mean, it's like, I've been in that situation before, because you're like, how many dirt roads have we all drove down?
Oh, tons.
Oh,
Tons.
man.
How, like, yeah, it hasn't rained that much, so you're not thinking about, like, what you said. You're like, well, you should have known that it's a dirt road, like, maybe you shouldn't have got, but, like, it was
You're
deceiving.
trying to make that delivery,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Customer service.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that, and they did. They got their product. They were happy, but I mean, it took them a little longer. But what a
probably
crazy
laughed.
thing!
We probably gave him a pre-roll.
Yeah,
Probably
it's just
did.
like,
And we should probably go back and
Somebody should
smooth
have
out the
given
mud.
Daniel a pre-roll.
oh man, that was just it was a good ending for my shift yesterday. Well, we got some couple current events. Sean's going to take over the segment. There are two things because I think that actually pertinent to our company. So, how about Sean? You take over that. We got 2 articles for them.
Yeah, we got some weed current events. So, Apple, the wonderful Apple. So they just announced that you can now input all of your pharmaceutical drugs and weed and alcohol into the Health Tracker app. So they have, I guess, basically a database that back checks for possible contraindications between medications. So you can put it all in there. I mean, of course, they said like, hey, consult your physician and stuff like that. And it'll check for contraindications. And now you can actually put your cannabis use. That was pretty new. And because there's things like, I think it's called warfarin. It's like a blood clotting drug that there's some contraindications with weed that it may work too good, and you like bleed out or something like that if you're smoking. So I don't know. It's kind of a big move, but Apple's been kind of going in that direction for a while now. So as maybe some of you know, we have an app on the App Store where you can order from, but it's only on the Apple App Store. So back, I think it's been about a year ago, Apple released a statement that says, hey, we're going to actually allow the sale of cannabis on apps from our App Store. I had heard through the grapevine, friend of a friend, that they were about to allow it. So I had started developing the app prior to. And then the second that they were like, yeah, we're going to allow it, we were like the first, maybe second delivery app to get launched on the App Store. Android is still definitely hanging behind. So it's kind of this movement of tech to start accepting cannabis, which is really going to make a huge difference for us. Because what most people don't know is like maybe you'll jump on our IG and you're like, these guys ain't shit. They got like 1,300 followers. But what people don't know, this is our 5th IG account. We get up, we start gaining some traction, and then they completely delete the account. We got to start over. And we get going, and they got to delete the account, and they got to start over. So there's just a lot of censoring from big tech. I know I was reading that the New York State had approached TikTok, which, fuck, you go to TikTok. They approached TikTok about trying to loosen their cannabis restrictions. But, like, TikTok is a Chinese company.
I ain't gonna do that.
No, weed makes you question authority. Why would they ever want to have that on their platform? Yeah. So IG and Facebook are also pretty bad. Twitter's kind of the Wild West. Twitter allows you to get away with a lot. But IG,
They just put porn on Twitter.
absolutely.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Could you go like you do? Like there's every once in a while you see somebody tells you about a porn star. You look at that Instagram. You just see it out. But you look them on Twitter. You're getting videos.
Yeah.
There's a porn star that plays one of my favorite games right now. So,
Which one?
Pegging Elijah.
Her name?
Yeah, yeah.
Adriana Chechik. She plays. Yeah.
Never heard of her. She had some great. KFC Radio had Barstool podcast. They interviewed her or talked about her. She's crazy. Anyway, we're going back into it. Well, because we were talking about it yesterday. Like, you guys were hustling on like Telegram and like doing other things to get your content out because you couldn't do it any other way. So
yeah, Signal, WhatsApp, any sort of encrypted technology. That's how we used to sell. Snapchat was good for a while too, but
Right.
you just like blast all your people out on a secure messaging app. But yeah,
So it's like from that whole going from the Wild West to getting everything shut. So finally getting back.
I think things are finally changing. I mean, it's the federal government having illegal. That's why most of these companies. They're also international companies too. So they're just trying to walk that line of moderating content, which is hard to do at scale, obviously. Okay, in other news, and I think there's some big points on this. So just yesterday, Gavin Newsom.
Say what you say what you will.
Say what you will about Gavin, but he's a beautiful man.
He is, that hair,
he's a handsome son.
He does, like people talk about his gel. It does look good.
Yeah,
it does look good. I have
hair's 50% of the look sometimes.
I mean, you see him out eating at the height of COVID in restaurants, and he looked good out there. You know, during all those lockdowns.
Oh, man.
You know.
Just having a couple parties or two.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's outdoors. There's a chandelier above your head. Okay, so he put out a few measures, I guess we'll call it, kind of trying to fix up the cannabis laws in California. And one of them that I'm like really excited about, and I spend a lot of my morning trying to figure out exactly what the ins and outs are, is he put forth a thing that would allow people to have interstate transport. So say from one licensed state to another. So say we can go from California to Nevada or Arizona or somewhere like that, and you could trade and sell directly to somebody else that's licensed. Sounds amazing, great. I was really excited. Like, holy shit, we're gonna blow up because we're an e-commerce retailer. So if we can get to the point where we're shipping all over the country, I mean that's like the dream exactly. But they're in the bottom of the bill. I did this thing on People Knows called like you can have your phone read whatever text is on the screen. I showed HT this a few weeks ago. So I just like downloaded the bill and then just had my phone read it to me in my earplugs, and I was like getting all hyped. I'm like, holy shit, I'm like 10 minutes into this article, and then at the end it's like, oh yeah, by the way, for any of this to happen, the federal government would either have to decriminalize or they would have to come out with an explicit statement saying that they will not enforce on interstate transit. So I was like, okay, well, things are thrown. Okay, we're back to where we were.
So yep, and fuck.
But
exactly.
I mean, this thinking like as a layman, like if he does this will maybe push the Fed. So it is the right direction.
Yeah, and it would be the way they worded it. It said the federal government could even come out and say like, hey, this is kind of okay, or hey, we're not going to enforce on this. You know, kind of like they did with psilocybin recently. Is the feds kind of came out and were like, we ain't fucking with you guys. Like, you know, I mean, if some huge online retailer, Mark, came up with selling psilocybin based out of
we started selling
exactly. Like, yeah, I mean, maybe there'd be some, but they've kind of come out and said, like, we're a little bit hands off with this. So if they were to come out and say that, the California would already have the legislation in place to quickly act on, you know, being able to send out to other states. It'd be really cool.
Which anything else that pointed it out, or that was like the main thing?
That was that was the main thing that was like popping off to me. But because we've talked about this in a few other segments, is about the drug testing and things like that.
Oh, that was a part of the bills he signed.
Exactly. There was another part of the bill that says like you cannot discriminate against somebody for smoking outside of work, more or less. You know, there were some restrictions, like obviously again, federal government employee, like heavy machinery operator. You know, there was some valid points of, you know, like, hey, this person should probably not be on a doll. But for the most part, it was like, yeah, anybody in your regular workplace, it's not, it would be against the law to discriminate against them if they test positive for THC.
Sorry, I just want to say I got discriminated this week for renting a room because of the job we work.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, the dude's roommate is a probation officer, and when he heard about what we do, like here, he was like, oh, I don't want to meet him.
Wow.
There's not just that. There's other companies too. Like there's banks out there that will not work with anybody that's like related to cannabis. It's like even down to hemp. Yeah. And it's crazy that people take it that far.
Absolutely. I can't buy a house because every time I try to get a loan, they're like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm the CEO of the cannabis company. They're like, no.
One of my favorite things you ever said to me, you're like, I own nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, but you do. And you're like, I own nothing.
It's like, all temporary. It's just an illusion.
Yeah, look me up on paper. I own nothing.
If they were to pass that, essentially, would like banks included wouldn't be able to discriminate like to the full extent.
We could take credit cards.
There's always workarounds though, so it's like you don't have to disclose what you discriminate against people for. Is kind of an issue, but maybe there could be a table with like a pre-employment test that's either you without THC in it, so then that way the employer would never even know if they were positive and thus couldn't find a way to discriminate.
That makes sense.
I think they.
Yep. And then one other piece that came out on this I thought was interesting was sealing previous cannabis convictions in the state of California.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Which is a big deal too, because that means when you go to apply for a job or you do something like that, like you don't have to disclose that, so thus further being discriminated against. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. It's like there was kind of a process, and you had to apply by a certain time, and your conviction had to check a few boxes, but you could get your record sealed for that.
So it's almost like a DUI. It's like after 7 years, you don't need to disclose it anymore, or whatever the rule is.
Something like that.
Because then it's like, that's why if you get two of them and they're so separate apart, you're not getting that big of a bust, because it does get expunged.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the point. So
yeah, or you could be like my uncle. You get 3 in 1 year, and then lose your license for 20 years.
That's so
Yeah.
sick.
Oh my god.
A buddy of mine, he got, or not buddy, we're not friends. 4. Loving life.
I almost had my license suspended for 3 years when I was like 20. My friends and I were chilling on my truck on the tailgate. My friend threw a cookie up on the ceiling of the Rite-Aid that we were sitting in front of. I had weed and a bottle of house cider inside my truck, and they searched through it. And then when I went to the court, they gave me 2 options: go to the diversion program or have my license suspended for 3 years.
And you chose
The diversion program.
Nice.
Yeah, which by the way, that program, all you do is sit in this room and everybody talks about why they're there, and like all these people are talking about, yeah, I've done heroin and my daughter got taken away from me, or like this and that and the other, and then they get to me, it's like, my friend threw a cookie on the roof of a ceiling and I'm here now because of that.
That's like the story we told last week about the guy that got offered either go to federal prison for 2 years or sign a thing that you'll never be in the cannabis industry again. And he was just on site today.
Book me.
Yeah.
Put me, Dano.
Put me in.
So, yeah, that's unfortunate, but
Not on my record
we're going on
anymore.
the right way, though.
Yeah.
Our
Going in the right
government
direction.
going the right way.
And Elijah still got a job, so
Elijah
all
still
is well.
does have a job somehow. Yeah.
What I make up for and what I do at my job, I do in labs.
Supposedly he does really good delivering to people. So we keep him around.
Apparently, I don't know. No one's complained yet.
Our next thing, we're doing Budz Talking Brands. Last week we did Legion of Bloom. Thank you to Legion of Bloom. They hit us up.
Thank you for shouting us out, guys.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, shout us out on Instagram. So glad that we can keep doing this for brands. Hopefully we can do it again. Just like this week, it will be West Coast Cure, and Elijah is going to take care of that.
All right. I love this brand, honestly. West Coast Cure is one of the better names out in rosin right now. But right now we're carrying grams, carts. We're still carrying carts, right?
No, not right now.
No, okay. Well, quite often we get carts from them too, which they sell huge whenever we have them. It's insane. From what I'm looking at right here, the ones I have smoked, I love the pineapple pound cake. Like that one is really, really good. I don't know which one Sean's looking at right now. Looks like the Goji OG.
Yeah. What type of different? So they got diamonds.
They have diamonds. They have sugar, batter. I like their diamonds a lot. The sugar's really nice, and you can actually taste the difference in these grams. I don't know about you guys, but there's been times where I'll take maybe just a lower quality. We're fucking shit up already. Anyways, no. I'll be smoking lower quality, and the next morning, I have a hard time breathing. Honestly,
that doesn't happen with West Coast.
No, it doesn't, and it's just you can taste the difference in what people clean their product with. A lot of people making rosin are really heavy on the butane that they use, and I'm pretty sure that's what's making it hard for me to breathe in the morning. But West Coast Cure never had an issue with that.
Yeah, they got some live resin options, which are really nice. For people who don't know what live resin is, it's really cool. So we're talking concentrates, waxes, whatever you want to call it. So people dab these. There's in small little amounts. You put them on a hot to picture like a nail. But so these guys do live resin. So imagine you have a plant, it's growing, you pull it out. Normally you would
squish.
Yeah, normally you would dry it and let it kind of cure out, and then maybe you would blast it into concentrate. Exactly. They do fresh frozen. So it maintains all the cannabinoids, all the different terpenes in there. So imagine a big semi truck with the back of the semi truck is a freezer, and they'll just pull the plants down. Sometimes they'll chop the roots off, whatever, and then they just instantly freeze it, and then they'll transport it to wherever the concentrate's being made at. They'll pull it out frozen and blast it straight into concentrate or press it, or whichever avenue that they're making it. So if you see something that says hash rosin, they just took the trichomes and then pressed it into hash. So like we have what looks kind of like imagine a washing machine that you'd put the bud in within. It has small holes in it, and that's where all the keef, aka trichomes, would fall off of it. You would scoop all that keef up, and then you would press that, and that's hash rosin.
I would love to do a field trip to go somewhere like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it'd be so
check that
fun.
Because I'm so lost with concentrate.
Yeah, we should dab it like straight out of the extraction machine too, like as it's coming out. You know,
Dude, that's what they do. Those guys do all day. They extract, they make it, and they're like, all right, test.
you got to test it.
That's crazy. Yeah, as of right now, West Coast Cure that we have only concentrates as of now: sauce, live resin, batter, and diamonds.
They do
all actually pretty good price point.
Yeah.
Great price point. Yeah, it's one of our better selling concentrates. They also have some like a pre-roll line. We've had that a few times. They do some vapes. We've had that a few times. It's always great.
But our constant is the concentrate,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, those are the ones that bang out. It's what customers really loving.
Seriously, and for the price point, it's not that bad because it's gonna be a good high. You don't honestly have to smoke that much of these either to like get a high off of it.
Absolutely.
To be
So
honest.
yeah, if you're around this area, Central Coast, well, I mean, obviously get it from us. But otherwise, just hit up West Coast Cure. They got on their website. They got a really cool finder where you can find like the local dispensary that's selling it.
That's awesome.
Convenient.
But get it from us.
Well, I think we're closing up about that. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
No.
We good? I want to say a couple things right now. We're doing a giveaway. Yesterday we filmed a video for a new I said batteries, vape and batteries.
You also said
together.
cock earlier,
And-
so
You know, you are what you eat. Anyway, so I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, so we did a video yesterday talking about new type of vape batteries that we have. I had to open up two of them. I had to open up this big battery of the Stizzy and the plug and play. Instead, Devin was like, "Oh, I'm going to sell them for $5 to a customer to an employee." Instead, we're going to do a little raffle. What you got to do? Pretty simple. Go to our YouTube, to the source slow. When you go there, you're gonna like the video, our newest video, comment on the thing with your Instagram handle, and then just like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube. It will come back around. Daniel, our camera guy, gonna raffle off each one of the plug and plays and the big battery. So if you guys want a free battery, go to our YouTube, follow the steps. We're gonna have a video up explaining everything as well on our
cool.
YouTube. Yeah.
Or I don't know. Maybe we do more of that in the future
Well,
too.
we're gonna start doing. Last month we did a raffle. This month we're doing the what was it, the bio bag, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so the bio carrying bag. So, and then we're doing this little one just to hopefully get more people to our YouTube. So,
yeah, DMHT a dick pic, you get an ounce.
yes, yes, sure. Hey, anything for content, anything for this business. Speaking of content, if I get any dicks,
I hope you get all of them.
my wife and I will sit down on video and we will rank a dick. And an HT ranks a dick. New segment at the source. Anyways,
Like you, this one's got hives. Anyways,
and we
Oh, no.
and we talk about Elijah's voice or things he says, and we're talking about me getting dick pics. Can't wait.
see, I get to say
Yes.
everything without the consequence. Anyways,
Social. So Budstalkingbudz is on Apple, Google, Spotify, and what I just said, YouTube. On Instagram, it is Budstalkingbudz. Twitter, Budstalkingbudz. Facebook group, Budstalkingbudz. We have our own website, which is thesource.cc. Anyways, everybody have a good one.
by the time we'll get it down.
Yep.
Enjoy yourselves. I don't know.
Stay high.
Later.
Keep it going.